Can you believe it? We have made it to lesson 12, aka the final lesson in our Canva for Beginners mini series. If you've made it this far through all the videos, if this is your first video of a series, you're very welcome to watch this one, but I highly recommend jumping into the description and watching the full 12-part series in order because it's going to really help you to making the most of Canva. If you're feeling quite new to Canva and it feels a bit overwhelming, you don't understand how everything works, this is the tutorial series for you. You are going to be mind blown at the possibilities and what you can do for your business. But today I want to kind of tie up some loose ends because what you might be finding is that you're starting to know how to use Canva, but your designs still aren't looking good. Your designs still aren't making you sales, and your designs just are still looking DIY. They're not looking professional, and you don't know why. Today, I want to explain to you why and some things that you can start doing now to start fixing that so your designs can begin making you sales rather than holding you back in your business, which I know we all want. So let's dive on in. So, hello, if we have not met yet, welcome. My name is Jackie, and I am a graphic designer who takes everyday business owners and helps them use programs like Canva, as well as design principles and branding strategies so that they can have businesses that are successful. Because a business without a beautiful front cover is going to be something that people skim past and don't actually pay attention to as much as they should. Because if you've got an incredible business, I want to make sure the world knows about it, and design is one of the first things that you can use and one of the easiest tools at your disposal to capture attention. So let's start utilizing it that way. So why are your designs still feeling DIY? I want to let you know it's likely because you're missing a few key things. One is design principles, and two is a design system, and three is a really strong brand. When you have these three things, everything will start to feel a whole lot easier. You'll actually enjoy the process of designing, mainly because what you're creating is actually great and you can see results in your business from it. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing stuff, I'm just throwing spaghetti at a wall and nothing's sticking and I'm not growing my business because of all this effort I'm putting in, I feel pretty disheartened. And I know a lot of business owners feel that way too, but I don't want that happening to you with your DIY graphics in Canva because I've seen it thousands and thousands of times. Everyday business owners are 100% capable of creating their own incredible branding and graphics themselves. They just need to know a few things, and I want to go over a couple of those things today to start to encourage you to what's possible for you. Part one, like I mentioned, is design principles. Now, I know this does not sound sexy or interesting, but these principles, and when you learn them, is going to make the world, I can't emphasize that enough, the world of difference in your designs. And I'm going to take you through actually designing a graphic soon and fixing it so you can see some of these principles in action. I'm not going to go into each one of these because these could, like, I literally go over these in my course and it takes me a little while to go through it. And so they deserve more time to dive into them. But in essence, these are some of the main design principles that I find everyday business owners are missing that I want you to start grasping, or at least attempting to grasp, or prioritizing that, you know what, next I'm going to learn this because this is what's going to make or break my designs for me. This is what's going to make me look professional or not professional. So one is hierarchy, balance and alignment. We've got readability, contrast, repetition and sections, white space, proximity and overlap. I can't emphasize how important these things are. Like when you learn repetition and sections, your designs are going to stop looking haphazard. When you learn hierarchy, your designs are going to start getting read instead of glanced over. When you learn balance and alignment, your designs are going to look professional instead of DIY'd and sloppy. When you do readability, people are going to actually be able to read your designs, but so many DIYers get this wrong. And when you do white space, your designs are going to look so much more trustworthy. And when you combine all of these together, you get really beautiful graphics that your audience is just drawn to, and they're not even second guessing you. They're not looking at your design and thinking, oh, like, can I trust that brand? They're looking at you thinking, cool. Where do I sign? That they're not being distracted by bad graphics. They're able to pay attention to what you're saying, to your messaging, to your offer, instead of seeing your designs and just moving on because something doesn't look right. And I want to illustrate this point by sharing with you a poorly designed flyer. This is the flyer I'm going to fix for you and with you in a moment to show you the power of design. But I want you to think, if you got both of these flyers dropped into your mailbox, you didn't know the cake maker, and you had to decide between one of them for your daughter's 12th birthday cake, which one are you more likely to purchase from? Left or right? One or two? You are making judgments as a consumer on this brand, this business, the quality of their cakes, just because of a flyer design. They have the exact same text and the exact same picture, the exact same contact details, the exact same everything, but you're judging who you're most likely going to work with because of the design of the flyer. This person might have just gotten a really great designer, but maybe they've only been making cakes for a day. This person might have been in the business for 20 years. Either way, we're judging them on their flyer design, and people are doing the same with your business right now. Every single graphic they see, in a split second, they're judging your quality, your professionalism, who you're for, what you're about, your value, just from your design before they even read a word. So you need to make sure that you're using design to your advantage and not to your detriment. And so another thing that you need in a business to have professional graphics and to actually stop looking DIY is two more things before I get into designing this graphic with you. Is one, a design was a consistent brand. What I mean by this is that every single time your business shows up anywhere visually, I want everywhere that you show up in your business, whether it's on an Instagram post or a flyer or a postcard or a business card or a website or a presentation, wherever you're showing up, you need to look the same. I don't want you using some cute Canva template over here for one thing and then choosing a totally different template over here for another thing, and then your next Instagram post looking different from your other one. What that does is that creates distrust. People are looking for reasons to not trust your business, and you don't want to be giving them one. So every time you create a graphic, it should look the same. It should look like it's from the same family. We don't see all the big businesses just changing their brand colors every day. We know that Coke is red. We know that Nike is black. Like everything is repetitive and the same, and we begin to trust it. That's a good thing. And so for your business, you need to have a consistent brand because that creates trust and that creates recognizability. I know that if you are following me on Instagram, you see a purple post, you'll be able to stop and think, oh, what's Jackie got to share today? Because you recognize me. So I want you in your business to have the same fonts, the same colors, the same elements, the same style every single time you show up. And not only is that going to create brand trust, it's also going to save you a ton of time when designing because you've just cut the decisions you need to make when designing in half. And the final thing that you need to have to create really incredible branding and graphics for your business, and not DIY amateur looking graphics, is to have a branding system. This is all about having a system that you can rely on over and over again so that design doesn't take you ages. Because if design starts taking you ages, you're going to start taking shortcuts. And when you take shortcuts, your designs are going to look rubbish. So you need to have a system of templates. You need to have a system of your brand. You need to have a system of the way that you design, of how you name your files, of all these different things so that design becomes easy. It doesn't become a friction point or a bottleneck in your business, because when things become a bottleneck, we either don't do them, and so you don't even show up online or post this or create that flyer or go to that event, and you can actually start showing up consistently in your business. If you're in my course, DIY Design My Biz, you're going to be told all of these systems. You're going to have to work this out for yourself so that design doesn't become a friction point in your business. But I want you to sit down and work out, what is my brand? How do I do my templates? What templates do I need? And actually make those so that next time you're creating a social media post, you're not starting from scratch. You've got a whole bank of templates here. You can just think, all right, my content is similar to that today. Let's change the colors to a different one of my brand colors. We'll tweak the text, and that's good to go. Like, you can literally be creating content in 5 minutes instead of 4 hours, and getting your business out there in a professional way, a far more cost-effective way, in a far more efficient way, and in a way that's actually going to perform for your business when you have these systems. Design isn't just about how to use Canva. It's about having systems, having a consistent brand, and knowing those design principles. And when you put those three things together, I cannot tell you how easy design is going to become for you. And so I'm going to redesign that cake flyer with you. We're going to do that together right now because I want to show you what it can take when you do know design principles, when you do know your brand, and when you have learned how to use Canva through series like this YouTube series. And I want to encourage you and invite you to two things before I do this. Firstly, if you're thinking, you know what, Jackie, yes, I do want to start learning some of these things. Good news for you. I have two options for you. One, if you've got a bit of a budget, I would love to invite you to my DIY Design My Biz course. I'll put a link in the description. Pretty much it's for every single business owner. It's a full design system that you need to create your beautiful brand, learn how to create templates and use design systems, and learn the design principles you need to actually look professional. Everything is included, including templates, support, lifetime access, all the beautiful things. The link is right there. Or if you're looking for a free first next step, I'd love to invite you to my masterclass. I have a free masterclass, and inside there, you're going to start learning some of those design principles. I'm going to share with you 3 design mistakes you're probably making right now that is costing you clients. I'm going to share with you some Canva shortcuts that are going to save you absolute hours. And I'm going to do a live design with you where you can see me apply a brand to a template and see something come to life right as a designer's doing it in front of your eyes. You can ask me questions, you can join live, and we can actually liaise together. So I hope you will join me for that. Again, the link is in the description or on the screen right now. So let's transform this cake fly into something that's a lot more professional. So you might know how to use Canva. You know how to insert a text box. You know how to insert a color in the background. You know how to insert a photo. But that doesn't mean you get a great design. So let's start to fix this. Firstly, this photo has been edited very poorly. So we're going to fix that. It's quite easy for me because today I literally, to make this bad, I just made a really bad editing of an image. I made it too warm. So I'm going to bring that warmth back down. I made it too dark. So I'm going to bring that brightness back up. I made it too saturated. So I'm going to bring that back down a little bit too. All right, that's looking a whole lot healthier and a whole lot nicer. Next up, this already technically has a brand. We have two fonts. We have Beautifully Delicious as a script, and we have the font Avo. Those are our two brand fonts. Amazing. Let's use them well. We also have some brand colors at play. This text here seems to be in a beautiful dark red. We've got our light pink background and a bit of a darker color here. The branding in here is fine, but it's the way that it's applied is not using design principles well at all. We don't have any readability here. Using cursive text in all caps is a big no-no. It makes things harder to read and looks amateur. It doesn't have any hierarchy. I can't see what's meant to stand out to me, so my eye's getting lost. It doesn't know where to look. And there's no use of sections. There's a lot of design principles that aren't being followed in this design. So let's fix it. I'm just going to duplicate this design first. Let's move this photo up the top. Now, what I want to do is just have a look at this photo as a whole, because sometimes when you take a great photo, you've actually got some white space in that photo you can use to put text on. So if I actually make this photo a lot larger, and maybe cut the picture off in a slightly more artistic way while still showing off the cake, because obviously that should be a bit of the hero. But I have a bit of white space over here, so I can actually grab my text here and bring it over. Now there is far too much line spacing between these two lines. It's making this text read as three separate lines. Ayla's custom cakes. They're really far apart. So I'm going to grab my line spacing, which we looked at in a previous lesson, and bring that a lot closer so our text is all tight together and reads as one. I could do that, or to be honest, when you have a lot of cursive text together, it's getting a bit unreadable. That was another design principle, readability. And I want custom cakes to actually stand out a whole lot more than it does right now. And I've actually got a secondary brand font, so maybe I try using that instead. So I'm going to put Ayla's in one line. I could have that by itself, but I do also, I'm going to put custom cakes in this other font, just in that Avo font there. So I'm going to make this into my pink again, and maybe make custom cakes a lot larger. And can you see how much easier that is to read than this font here? I'm still featuring the beautiful cursive font in the Arla's name, but the name is kind of the least important part. When someone's picking up flyers from the letterbox really quick, I want the right thing to capture their attention first, and I want them to see custom cakes quickly, then to read Ayla's. So I'm going to leave that there. If this was a logo, I'd probably add a little bit more to this, but I'm going to leave that simple for now. Okay, so what have we got going? We've got the Ayla's custom cakes. Now we've got cakes made just for you. Let's take this out of all caps. And now this is so tricky to read. We need to take away the letter spacing, because letter spacing between especially cursive letters just makes it harder to read. So I'm going to make that 0 and bring this together. If any of the things I'm doing in Canva right now are confusing you, make sure you go back and watch the whole beginner's course, because everything will make sense to you. I've taught every little feature that I'm using here today. But as you can see, even when I make this large, even when I fix up this text, it's still tricky to read because that cursive font is just not working for me. Sometimes we need to let the cursive go. So again, I'm going to make this into our Avo font and start to make this a little bit clearer. So let's make this large. This is a point I want to make clear. Like, I can go to the supermarket and I can buy a cake. I can go to a cheesecake shop and I can buy a cake. But I want a cake made just for my daughter. So seeing cakes made just for you is going to capture my attention. So I could do that like so. Or maybe I might even try all caps just to kind of make it a little bit more playful. Bring in a little bit of letter spacing. Beautiful. Let's make it a bit smaller because it was getting a bit intense there for a minute. But I still want this to be a key focal point, right? So I'm going to leave that there. Local handmade quality. Let's just arrange this a bit differently so it feels a bit less busy. I'm just going to put in a little dot in between these. This is just a symbol of a dot. I did it by pressing Option 8 on my keyboard. It won't be the same for your keyboard likely, but you can even just Google dot and you'll be able to put in a dot nice and easily. All right, that's looking nice. I want this to be smaller than this because I don't want everything to be capturing attention. If someone's read cakes made just for you and then they're going to read local handmade quality, that's perfect. Let's make this a little bit larger now. You can see I'm always grabbing things and checking that they're centered. I'm looking for that alignment that I showed you in the alignment lesson. All right, now I've got to see what different offerings she has. Now this feels fine, but it also feels kind of boring. So maybe I can add in some pictures to go with this. Ideally, if this was a cake maker, she'd have a whole collection of cake pictures that she could use. Obviously, I'm not her, so I'm just going to use pictures from Canva. Let's arrange these up. And I'm going to grab this text, bring it down. I'm going to insert a circle. And we can put our little cake pictures in this circle. Now, I don't want these cake pictures to be huge. I want this one to be my hero, and these ones just to kind of demonstrate what each offer is. So we'll put cupcakes there, cupcakes there. And again, I'm watching for those alignment lines and weddings. I need to align it to that text box there. And you can see I just need to bring this across a little bit, maybe even a bit more. Move this one. Oh, that's not centered there. Beautiful. And move this across. And I'm just waiting for things to show me that it's aligned. We've got 4 spaces between each of those. Lovely. Let's center that between, watching that for that pink solid line. Now I'm going to go to my photos and just search cupcake. I'm going to choose a picture. I'm in my Canva Pro account right now, so I can choose a Canva Pro image if I wanted to. And some cakes that are similar to what she would be able to make. So let's drag that one in there. Now let's go to cake. I'm going to choose a different style of cake than what's in the cover image up the top here because we want to be showing off multiple different things. Maybe she loves this kind of style. Cute. And then I might do wedding cake. Say people are really loving this one. I'm going to bring that in. And now there's a bit of a visual. It's not just plain words. I can see at a glance what it's for. It's kind of like communicating not just through words, but through visuals as well. Now I can just whack that text there and that's not so bad, but it kind of feels a little bit floaty and there's a lot happening here. So I'm going to create a section. I'm going to add in a box. I've just pressed R on my keyboard to insert that instantly. A little hack for you and make this one of her brand colors. I'm not going to make it blue for the sake of it. Even though blue matches the cake, it's not a bad design decision, but if it's not part of a brand, it doesn't belong there. Let's make this that darker color. This text needs to be readable on top, so I'm going to make it either white or a lighter kind of color. Again, it'd be one of her brand colors. Make that a little bit smaller, making sure it doesn't get too small, though. I wouldn't want to go in much smaller than 9.8. And then potentially I might even add in Instagram logo. So I'm just going to go to graphics, search Instagram. Click to insert and pop that to the side over here just as another visual to what I want people to do. I want them to go to my Instagram and order from me. I'm going to make sure this is centered. Right now it's a little bit off, watching for that perfectly strong line. And look at that. We have updated that design so quickly. Right, that only took me a couple of minutes, but it made a huge change from the professionalism of this design. I already updated the photo in this and it still looks ugly. Changing the design, using design principles like hierarchy, readability, sections, and so much more, it can make a huge difference in your designs and the professionalism of them. And that's not just because, that's just not about prettiness, right? This is about building trust in your brand and in your business. So if you're ready to really do that more, I would love to work with you. I have programs, courses, masterclasses, and I would love to help you find your next best step. I popped a lot of links in the description. I want you to actually take this seriously. I want you to promise me if you've actually got to this series, you've got to the end of this video and you're thinking, yes, design is actually still tricky for me. I know how to use Canva a little bit now, but things just aren't clicking. I'm not making sales for my business. Things aren't looking professional. There's something you're missing and I want to show you. I want to take you through the process because I've seen hundreds, thousands of DIYers, everyday business owners take this stuff and use it to grow your business. This is possible for you, all right? So jump below, maybe join me at that free masterclass as your first step and see where it goes. Be open to the potential because you have potential. Don't stunt your business's growth because you're just waiting for it to click. It won't click until you have the process, until you have the system, and I want to show you the system. So thank you for joining me for this mini course series, and it's been an absolute pleasure. If you're not already, make sure you've hit subscribe. And if you have missed any of the videos from the series, make sure you hit that link in the description and we'll catch the full playlist, scroll through and catch any that you've missed because each one is going to be a really crucial part of the way that you're using Canva, and I want to make sure you're using it well. So that's all from me. I will see you next week for another video in my general Canva tutorial series, or you can catch my podcast on Tuesdays where I share branding tips and design tips for business owners. So thanks for joining me. I will see you very soon and hopefully at that masterclass. Bye.